All right. Agro, I think Agro was I can't click and grab. DD, chat menu. Can I not grab this?
No, you have to type it.
Oh, the
Don't
edge.
type it. You just put it. You just say.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, but it duplicates it though, right? Whatever, I'll just type. I think Agro was a pretty godlike teammate. He had a very, I think even though he was very inexperienced at MOBA when we first teamed, he absorbed like a sponge. And then on top of that, he was a good voice in terms of like just being, keeping the team brain together. I was younger, so especially at that time, if I got some teammates that were like didn't really, I don't know, adapt or learn very fast, I just got frustrated. Especially imagine the amount of frustration to like go from like, I don't know, being like a top being playing Dota all the time to then going to Xbox SMITE, like where these guys don't even know the basics. That was pretty frustrating at times. So Agro was a really good voice. He was really like a dad figure. So I thought he was pretty dope. Teammate tier lists are cringy. You think so? I feel like it's fine. Amuel, I don't remember. I don't remember how he played or barely who he was. Aurora is definitely a really good teammate. I'm trying to think between godlike and good. I think he was a pretty godlike teammate. I liked Aurora. I liked playing with Aurora a lot. Barrow. I think Barrow, as a person, I like Barrow a lot. As a teammate, I thought he was a good teammate. I thought Barrow was a good teammate. But this was also when I didn't care too much for comp. Like comp was starting to die, in my opinion. Like it was like there was no point of competing in the SEC. It was just like a baby, like a prison for the game. Like it was just like you just sit there and try to make like $8,000, and then I just stream. So I kind of lost my motivation to compete at this point. Me and Bitey clashed heads a lot. But I don't think he was a bad teammate. I'd say he's a mild teammate. BK Haste, dude, I miss that guy. I don't even remember what the fuck we were doing, but when I see his name, I remember good things. I'll say a good teammate. I barely remember my man's. What is this line? What is this? Oh, okay. Bolden was a good teammate. Bolden was a good teammate for sure. I think he lacked like some experience in game for like support, but I think he put in the effort and was a good teammate in general. Like this is not based off skill. I think it was just based off like how he was as a person. I think he was, trying to learn. Vulture, I barely remember Vulture. I remember he was young as fuck. He was like 14 or 15 when we were playing with him. It was a long time ago. Briz, I think Briz. I liked Briz a lot. I like Briz. I like playing with Briz a lot. Briz is a godlike teammate. I really enjoy playing with Briz. Catalyst was a rough teammate. I think me and Briz like saw. I think maybe a good teammate. I mean, I like Briz as a person a lot, but I think as a teammate sometimes we like. I don't know. He saw the game a little bit different from me. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but I don't think it's a bad thing either. I'll leave him at Godlike. I thought he was good. Catalyst was interesting. I feel bad putting. I don't know. This is crazy ratings. Never again. Bad teammate. I don't know how this happened. This craziness. I'll just put below average. I think it's better way to put it. All right. Catalyst was like below average. I think it was below average. He's a nice guy. Wait, didn't I really enjoy? Dashboard is a godlike teammate, definitely. Just has a huge heart. Although his hands were on a controller when we were playing, and I didn't agree with that. He definitely had a good heart, and he wanted to learn. He wanted to be better. Dingo, I don't know how that happened. I forgot how that happened, but don't know how that happened. Nothing against Dingo. Oh, I skipped Delny. Delny. I think Delny is a super nice guy, but I think like his vision on the game, like he didn't really say much. Like he only spoke when spoken to, in a way. So like I feel like sometimes as a teammate, you know, you gotta say it how you see it. And I know, you know, sometimes it's like really hard to like kind of like put that into words. But I think as a teammate, you need to offer your voice, right? Because if you just stay quiet while the team is, you know, discussing something, you're like part of the problem. I feel. Dishonored, I don't remember. I don't remember when we teamed or how we teamed. Devios was a savage. He has I like him, but when we played, my experience was like he didn't give a shit about the game. So I guess mild teammate. I feel like I have to put Delny up because Devios didn't give a shit about the game when we played. So but I feel bad doing that. I feel bad giving people. Elbert Chacho, that's my cousin. Some of you guys know him, some of you guys don't. He's always been. He's always. He's the only thing that I'll say about Eric is that he is a little bit hard headed about picks, but he in every other aspect of being a team leader and a teammate is S tier, literally golden. Yannick, I liked Yannick a lot. I thought he was a really good teammate. People said other things about Yannick when I was going to play with him, but I felt nothing of that. I felt like he would talk a lot, feed a lot of information. Him as a supporter was one of the easiest things to play with as a jungler. When we won that summer split, I felt like he was a lot of help. I don't know if it was a language barrier between me and Heed, because I know he speaks prominently Spanish. And he speaks a little bit of English. He's definitely. I feel like me and him get along. We both have like that, be better than everybody mindset, which is gonna, you're gonna clash heads when you have that mindset. But that's the way you gotta be when you want to win. So I feel like he was a mild teammate. Like we never really talked. I feel like he was one of those players that like, he knows how to press buttons really well. I feel like there's a lot of these SMITE players where like they know how to press buttons well, they know what they like, but they don't think deeper about the game past that. And I feel like that's a big thing that like a lot of SMITE players like. They don't think deeper, like they don't sit on their toilet and think, okay, this is the meta, this is what I'm playing, this is what I think could be good, this is what I want to try, this is the reasons that I want to try this, and this is the reason I think it'll be strong, this is what I think it'll be strong with, paired with, if we can do some sort of draft. Like you need to be thinking like that. If you're not thinking like that, like, why compete? Grish, I don't remember Grish, but that was an OG, man. That was an OG. He was a great jungler in our times. Hurry, it's funny. So me and Hurry, like we think a lot the same. Like we think alike for sure, but we bump heads too because we think so alike. But when it comes to team environment, I've only teamed with Hurry for a little bit. Like I think it was just like our one split. But I felt like if we were to continue teaming, I think there would be like synergy built. But I think just on like a base value, like we're both, I feel like Curry's like a smart player, right? So we both are always proactive thinking about how we can change the game or change the way our dynamic works, or when we're quick to talk about what it went wrong. You know, there's a lot of SMITE players that are very quick to just say nothing, so they're not part of the problem, nor do they help fix the problem. So I hate that. I absolutely hate that. I hate it. I've been on so many teams where so many players just won't say anything. They'll just like, it's like they're not part of the team. They're just there. They're pretty much saying I don't want to get kicked and I don't want to improve. That's pretty much what they're saying to me when you don't talk in those times. So I think Hurry is a good teammate. Incon, when I played with Incon, we were both like on our content grind. Like we didn't give a fuck because so pretty much how me and Incon ended up teaming was I played SPL last split. The year before that, they were coming out with the SEC, right? They called it the SEC. They said that we were gonna be making around like 15 to 20,000 a year per player. So me and Incon got together and we're like, hey bro, let's make a team. And let's get sponsored by SSG, which was a big, they're newer to the league. And we pretty much made a team to make some money on the SEC. Then it pretty much ended up not being 20,000, ended up being around like 9,000 a year. So we were like 9,000, like that. I can't even survive off that. Like we can't even scrim. We can't do anything with this. Like let's just focus on the stream. So then we were like, yeah, so we barely, like when we me and Incon team, it was like pretty lackadaisical. Like it was just like we show up, we play one game, we get off, we go stream. You know what I mean? It was pretty done. But I thought Incon was a good teammate. He was outspoken and he said what he had to say. He said it with his chest. I thought he was a good teammate. Jacob doesn't lift. I kind of remember him, but I kind of don't. But he reminds me of a good, like he was like trying to be a sponge. Jiminy Glick, he was a mid laner. I don't remember I don't remember Jiminy. I remember Jacob. I barely remember. Joshi, me and Joshi went. If you guys listen to me and Joshi at SPL Playing Land, season 10, you guys would have cracked the fuck up. Like me and Joshi were like going back and forth for like literally into the AM, like 4 a.m. Me and him are going back and forth about what picks are good and what picks are gonna be banned, and what. Joshy's hilarious. I like Joshy. As a friend, definitely he's like my boy. As a teammate, we definitely went head to head. But he speaks his mind. One thing I respect about Joshy, like I said, I feel like a lot of players just don't say what they feel. They just stay conservative. Like I hate that. Just say what you think and what you feel. Joshy was a lot like that. So I thought he was a good teammate. Even if we went head to head, I think that's good. You want to go head to head with your team. You want to debate. You want to speak. You want to have that. Without that, there is no teamwork. Keegs, I don't know how this happened. I don't know how Keegs happened. I thought Keegs was an insane player, but I did not like teaming with Keegs. I'm sorry to say that, but I did not. Luke. When the hell did I team with Luke? No, I didn't team with. Oh, yeah, Layers. Man, I love Layers. He was a godlike teammate. A lot of people say a lot of things about Layers or whatever. I've heard things be said, but I loved Layers. Me and him were. He was. All right, so I feel like he was kind of raised up like me, right? Like you have Pops that's really into sports, and so they're going to give you that competitive edge. But he was also pretty conservative when I first met him. When I first met him, we were actually playing versus each other. And I beat him, I think, at semifinals of Worlds. And he was always like, he's the guy that, like, all right, so I joined Xbox, right? So I was a SMITE player on PC and played Dota for many years. So when I'm 18, you probably ask, why did I join Xbox SMITE? Well, I was 18. I just graduated high school. I lived in my mom's boyfriend's fucking trailer with like in a literally 1x1 and was offered money to play Xbox. So I took it in a fucking heartbeat. And then when I realized the competition that was on Xbox, I was like, bro, this shit. I literally all I did was stream. Like, the only reason I wanted to improve was because of my stream. If it wasn't for my stream, I was light years ahead of any player on the console. Like, it wasn't even remotely close. Like, until other players started to come from PC to try to make that money. And then, but Layers was the actual only true Xbox player that played Smite. I was like, holy shit, this guy never touching PC Smite or any MOBA. This guy was good. Like, he actually pushed me. Like, for 2 years, I didn't feel any motivation in comp to like be better, you know, because I was like, bro, I'm literally the best. Like, there's no point. And then Layers came, and he started like, you know, he was playing cheesy characters like Nemesis, but he played Thor too. He had a good god pool, and he pushed me. He started like owning in a lot of lands, and he pushed me to like, you know, become a better player even on console. And then obviously later down the road, they re-invited me to the team of support, and we went hard at it, and we won worlds together. So that was a really fun experience too. You know, he trusted that. Like, Layers always looked at me, obviously, like competition throughout our whole lives. But when I joined his team of support, it kind of changed his perspective on me, I feel. Because, you know, I'm here to be your best friend, you know? Like, I'm here to be like, yo, I'm here to start fights for you, die for you. Obviously, position, ward, you know, talk about and lead, in-game lead. So once that kind of switched a little bit, Layers was like, oh, shit, like, this guy knows what he's talking about. Like, I'm going to play my jungle game and kill people, like, the way I know how to, and just let him talk. And then, you know, we won a lot like that. There was actually going to be a powerhouse team in the SPL if it wasn't for Griff. Literally, Griff got banned for from some idiotic, like, he said some word in whispers to his friend, and then got fucking banned. And this was right before competition. It was me, Azie, Baronic, Layers, Griff. Like, that team was stacked, and we already had synergy. And I actually have YouTube videos of our scrims, and we were gonna cook, and then Griff got banned, so we need to pick up a random ADC, and then it just all fell apart. Magic Feet coach, I really enjoyed Magic Feet. I like the way Magic Feet thinks about the game. He's a very calm mind. I think calm minds go really well with mine, because I feel like I'm much older now, so I'm definitely more calm than when I was younger. When I was younger, I was like really loud, but I knew what I was talking about. Like, I thought about the MOBAs the same way I do now. Like, I was very technical, mathematical. Everything I said had a reason, and I explained my reason. And but then Magic is a very calm voice, you know, very, very like, hey, look, this is what I think. Like, he's like a 5-word guy, but those 5 words mean a lot, you know. So I liked Magic. I never got to play with him, but I feel like I would have had synergy with that guy if we competed. I think he's a really good teammate. I don't know. I mean, he's a really good coach. Just put coach Magic. I really enjoyed him as a coach. Malachi, me and Malachi went head to fucking head. Me and Malachi, I've never yelled at a teammate like I have yelled at Malachi in my life. I've never yelled at a teammate ever like I yelled at Malachi. But regardless of like the yelling between me and Malachi, like he'd still. Bro, you know what's crazy? He reminds me of like Hell's Kitchen. You know what I mean? Like, he had a great bounce back with me. Like, regardless of me and Malachi, like, going through our shit, like, he had a great bounce back. Like, he understood that, like, yo, whatever, we have our differences, but I'm here to win. And I respect that a lot, because to have a lot of people that I've played with will literally implode if that happens, right? Like, they'll forget that the reason we're playing together and the reason we're competing is to win. Is not to be better than one another or be correct. You get me? And I respect that a lot. So I'm going to put him at my teammate. I like him as a friend, though. Masked. I barely remember playing with Masked, but I didn't get along with Masked very well. I think in person, like, we were homies. Every Worlds, we drank and had a good time. I liked him a lot. But as a teammate, I don't think we worked together. Below average. I think me and Masked didn't work together at all. Maddie... I mean, me and Maddie weren't even competing in Smite. Like, that shit was just making 10K and then go streaming. Like, that's what that was. So as a teammate, I mean, we were like literally laughing the whole game, every game. Maddie, we were just trolling, I guess. But like, we weren't even real teammates. Like, we weren't even playing for real. We were like showing up like it was a casual. So I don't know. Leave Maddie there. Medieval. I barely remember Medieval. I know we played solo with him like when I was like 18, 19, but I remember Stealth. Damn, dude, I feel bad for Stealth, but I hated playing with Stealth.
Medieval what?
Leave Medieval there. I barely remember. Stealth, I didn't like playing with Stealth. Noob, I guess. Monster Bomber. I thought I always liked Monster Bomber. We never. I thought he was good. He was a good learner. He was like a good like he had good ears. You know, like he was willing to say, hey, yo, I think we can do this. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, or no, I think we could do this. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, he was definitely a really good teammate. I really like Bomber. I think he's a good teammate. Wolves. Wolves was definitely a pretty weird teammate. We won. That's all I know. We won together, but he didn't say much in any aspects. He kind of just rode the wave and said yes or no for like very like sometimes. My boy Tank G, thanks for the 81 months. Really appreciate it, bro. Wolves? I thought Wolves was a mild teammate. I don't even know what mild teammate means, but it's a mild teammate. Navajo, I don't know. I never played with Nehu. At least I don't remember playing with Nehu. Nest 4 barely played. Oh, Nest 4 with that Elevate team for like 2 months. Yeah, I don't remember. Nantan. Oh, Nog. Yeah, Nog was a godlike team. I enjoyed all my time with Nog. Nantan. I loved Nantan. I love Nantan too. He's a godlike teammate for me. Oath. Oath was like. Oath. I'm trying to remember. He was a good teammate. I'm just trying to think between good and mild. I think it was a good teammate. I think Oath was a good teammate. Oath. I liked Bronic. I thought Bronic spoke. I liked Bronic. I thought Bronic was a pretty godlike teammate. I really enjoyed playing with him. Oceans. I think Oceans was definitely a good teammate. Griff was a godlike teammate. Oswald, I don't remember playing with him too much. That was when that meme team, we just like picked up an ADC just to be like, hey, yo, you want to like run casuals once a week? So I guess he was like a mild teammate. I don't really remember too much. PBM was definitely a good teammate. When he first, like, he talked a lot. Like, he got picked up right away. Like, you know what? I just want to know crazy. So PBM was obviously a really, really good player from the beginning. Everybody knew him in ranked. And then we picked him up as a sub for Brochacho. So we picked him up as a sub, and we said, hey, yo, we were scrimming versus Eager at the time. And then we beat Eager, like, a bunch of games with him as our support. And I was like, holy shit, like, this guy's good, you know? And he makes my life so much easier because I'm a jungler at this point. So I was like, holy shit, like, this guy just talks everything that I would normally say. I don't have that weight on my head, so he could just fucking say everything that he needs to say, and I could focus on my game. I thought he was a godlike teammate. I liked playing with PBM. Pagon for my time, he was definitely a good teammate for me. He just like I just knew what Pagon does. Like he just owns, and you just have to put him in the position to do so, right? So that's the way I felt. Puka. Don't remember too much. Promise. I liked Promise. I thought Promise was a pretty good teammate. Me and him just end up trolling sometimes. I think our personality is just, I don't know, but I think we kind of didn't care about Smite too much.
What about
Puka, I don't remember too much. Relentless is my boy, but as teammates, I couldn't play with that team. Like my brain isn't wired like them. Like they kind of just want to run it down, and I'm down for that, but I'm all about like calculation. Renjaru, I don't remember teaming with Renjaru.
what did I put in Relentless?
Relentless, but mild teammate. Shlemi was a good teammate. He was definitely a really good teammate. I like Shlemi. He just had, when we played together, he had like a lot of experience to cover. But as a person, I always really liked Shlemi. I thought he was a super nice guy. And he's like, he's a smart guy too. And in general, he was just trying to win, but he's just lacking a little bit of experience when we were competing. Shaliber, bro. Shaliber. I had such a weird relationship with Shaliber. Like, he was a good mid laner, man, but he had like so much anxiety, and you know, anxiety is something like in competition you just can't have. You know, like if you do, you just gotta hold it till later, but you can't let it, you know, interact with our games. And you know, it's rough, but he's a great guy now. He's getting married. He's a cop. I mean, that guy, he has a good heart though. That, for me, that's what matters. Put him mild teammate. Slash. I don't know any of those people. Shia, I barely remember. No, I didn't like Shia. Schwa was. I don't remember. I don't even remember competing with Schwa. Slash. So me and Slash have actually some funny history. Because although, like, obviously we're like literally like really close friends now. In the beginning, I was hard on Slash because, well, the way I feel about it is that, like, if you can take, the more you can take criticism, the more the more I feel like you can take, the more I'll unload, right? Because if the goal is to get the best, like as good as possible in the short amount of time, I need to tell you more things for us to work. And then some people just can't take it all, right? Like I'm like, yo, so why did you do this? Why did you do this? Like, what was the reasoning behind this? Next time in team fights, you gotta do this. Like, sometimes when people are like, it's too heavy, like, I realize that, yo, this is like affecting their in-game play and the way they act about the game, so I'm just gonna stop. But what does that do? It just, I feel like it makes us worse over time. But Slash, in the beginning, I was unloading a lot, and he would tell me, he's like, bro, like, I feel like you're just against me. So then I would, like, I reeled back a good bit, but I feel like in that tournament, it showed that me and him were the best solo jungle in the game. In that tournament, we were the best solo jungle. And so, you know, I feel like it paid off, you know, and then later we became even better and better together.
Oh, so what?
I thought he was godlike. Snatty, I had some rough experiences, Snatty. Rough. I despise the team I was with. That was probably one of my least liked teams. I did not like that team at all. Didn't enjoy. You could put Snatty on didn't enjoy. Snoopy. It was a team with him.
The Dragon Kid. ¿Cómo se llama?
Yeah, Sata Dragon team. I did. The only person that I vibed with a bit was Hydrogen. The rest of the team I despise. Snatty, me and Snatty, like, we didn't. I just didn't like the way Snatty acts. Like, I don't know. I hated that team. Snoopy. I thought Snoopy was a good teammate. Snoopy was cooking her. The time I teamed up with Snoopy, he was just cooking her the whole time. I was like, guys, we gotta focus on the game here, bro. You guys can't be cooking. They were just cooking each other and dueling. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Spreen, no, me and Spreen don't get along. Me and Spreen didn't enjoy. I feel like me and Spreen, we just think too much alike, and so we just didn't work together. Stormy, me and Stormy was so young. I'm trying to think. Stormy was so young. Like, he listened to me, and we listened. Like, I would listen to him about how he felt about the game and things like that. He was like 16. I was like 19. It's kind of hard to say.
So don't remember?
Nah. Stuart, I like Stuart. I enjoyed my time with Stuart. I thought Stuart was a good teammate. I put Stuart in a good team. The best, when I played with that team, they just cared about World of Warcraft, so I guess, like, mild teammate. Team Money, I don't remember what the fuck me and Team Money playing together. Tuba, alright, so
Let's do it.
alright, we're gonna do it like he did to us. Tuba, when I first teamed with Tuba, play-ins, it was literally within a 1 year. Within a 1 year, Tuba play-ins, beginning of season 10. I play with him, and I'm like, fuck, he is lost. Like, I looked at him, you know, because if you're my teammate, I'm going to judge you, right? Like, I'm going to judge the way you think about the game, the way you look at the game, the way you, like Tuba said, I never forget this. Tuba said he was playing Uller, and then he's like, "Yo, he's spamming his abilities," and I'm like, "Bro, why are you spamming your abilities like this? Like this is bad. But you're not even microing your mana." And he's like, "Oh, but Sot just spams his abilities like this." I'm like, "Yeah, but he has a blue buff." And then he's like, "Oh," and then like I don't know, the way he thought about the game was like, in my opinion, very newbie. Like I know the people he teamed with before were like his boys. You know what I mean? Like, and so he was like newer to the game in terms of mentality, but he was a good ADC. Like he knew how to hit his stuff, how to do this stuff, like what to do as an ADC, but didn't think deeper. Then I come back and play with Tuba again. Oh, wait, let me tell you more story, by the way. Nog and Pico wanted me on their team from a while ago, but Tuba knew how much he got from me at play-in, so he was like, anyone but Leon, bro. Anyone but Leon, bro. And so they're like, what do you mean? He's like definitely one of the better players. And he's like, Tuba would be like, yeah, I'll try that guy in the back over there. What's his name? Jimmy? And then I heard about this through them because Pico and Nog told me, they're like, yo, bro, like we wanted you for a while ago. But Tuba kept saying he was scared. He didn't want to play with you.
Wait. So Tuba first? Where?
Tuba first play-ins didn't enjoy. Below average. Then I come back to Tuba. Whatever. I'm in Disney and they hit me up and they're like, yo, you want to play? I'm like, yeah, fuck it. They're like, all right, well, our dual lane's feeding every game. Can you fix that? I was like, bro, we won't die. And then I play with Tuba support and I'm like, okay, I'm playing with him. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? They put this man through a fucking time chamber, bro. This guy, he was like, yo, he went from, yo, guys, I don't know, like, where to do, like, Gold Fury. He does we would, like, watch videos back of our SPL, like, 10 play-ins, and we'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Why'd you ult here? What is this build? Like, just asking basic questions, and then I go to that. 7 months later, I go to play with him, and he's like, yo, bro, all right, let's group this. Okay, after this, we can fight for this. Yeah, we're definitely playing pro here. Okay, so now I was like, holy fuck. What the fuck happened to Tuba, bro? Like, this guy's talking this. Let's do this. I'm looking for this. Okay, I can do this. I can pull this. I can do this. I like this pick. I'm like, yo, what happened? Yeah, Pico, honestly, the scrim blocks definitely fucking changed them. But he looked like all around, like he was there all game. Like he was there. Like sometimes Tuba in play-ins, I would be like, he would just get lost in the sauce. Like there was like really weird plays. But that also happens with pressure, right? Like, you're playing at LAN, like, you know, it happens to me too, it happens to the best of us, but he completely changes the player and we work together. So, like, literally, like, we never played at play-ins before. And it's a different role too, right? Because in jungle, if my dual lane is, like, losing in a 2v2 scenario, like, I'm like, okay, why are we losing this side? It makes it an ungankable lane. But when I'm playing support, like, I tell you, my mind changes. Like, I'm, like, trying to enable him instead of asking him, why are you doing this? You get me? And so as that changed, we obviously became better together. Like everybody said in that tournament that we were the weakest dual lane, right? And we ended up, in my opinion, being one of the strongest dual lanes in that whole tourney. Like everybody was saying that we were gonna get destroyed by fucking what was Deathwalker's dual lanes team, E-Chrome and something. And I feel like we looked better than them in that tourney. They looked amazing. They ended up winning, but I feel like we won every dual lane and then we just lost late game. So Tuba, I thought he was definitely a really good teammate, a godlike teammate towards the end. He changed completely. He literally went 50-50. But it's funny that from both perspectives, that's what happened, you know? Like, I was horrible for him in the beginning, and then, you know, he was horrible for me, and then once we dual lane together, it felt a lot better. Zen, I thought he was a good teammate. I actually didn't. Zen was like a little weird for me because I just remember dumpstering that name in the console for like so many years, and then he joined PC, and then he was actually like he would play in their morning queues, so I never really got to see him. But I knew his like stream was growing and he was competing and he was looking pretty good. And then I teamed with him for a little bit in that play-ins tourney, and I felt like he was like he improved so much. Like he was talking about, oh, this is what I want to do. He had a little tilt factor to him, but it was small. It wasn't as big as I thought it would be. So I thought he was a good teammate. I liked playing with Zen. I asked Zen to play again. I usually don't ask again. I usually don't ask in general unless I really like the players. Azie, man. So Azie, as many of you guys know, the Chuzzy combo, whatever the hell you guys want to call it. Me and Azie were complete opposites, right? Like me and Azie were literally complete opposites. I'm super loud, talkative, trying to do this, trying to do this. Azie's more of the guy that's like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's good. All right, sure, okay. Like that's Azie, and then listening to me, like I'm just always saying, things to do. Yeah, Azie's so soft spoken. So like me and him grew together. Like I never knew Azie from PC. I go to console. He's like the #1 ranked player. So I'm like, oh shit. And then me and Azie were like fucking just became brothers first land. Like the way we connected was the fact that we were both so troll. And he was so weird to me that I loved him in his way of being. So I would always like me and him play comp Apex, played comp Fortnite, played, went to Worlds and Smite twice together. So me and Azie were literally brothers all my life. I mean, we won our first LAN together. That was awesome. I mean, Azie's a godlike teammate for sure. I just love Azie in general. I think as a teammate, he was too soft-spoken at a certain point, right? Because when shit hits the fan, you need people to talk, and Azie would not talk. Azie would be like, yeah, sure. Like, and I needed a voice. He's literally 20% of the team. Like, you got to say, yo, I think this guy's bad or I think this guy's good. But he started to, like, unravel. He grew into himself as we got older. It's hard to say more and do more.
So?
Azie's godlike.
We knew it.
Ven, I liked Ven a lot. I feel like Ven is a lot like me, maybe a little bit less energetic, but he's a lot like me. Like we look at the game very constructive. So I left to the SPL. I'm lying. I was in a team with Ven, right? I was in a team with Ven, and then I got an offer from the old Eager team, which was like the best EVO's Aurora, and I was like, I did tryouts, and I was sad because I joined your team just because they had the SPL slot, but really I loved that Ven team. It was me, Ven, Azie, and we had like a really good roster. I don't remember the rest, but I feel like we were so strong. But I left that team even though knowing that we were better, that team was better just for the SPL spot. I was sad about that, but I think Ven is definitely a good teammate. I enjoyed Ven.
Good or not?
He's a good teammate. Visions was a good coach. He was definitely a good coach, good teammate for sure. Weekend, I don't remember too much with Weekend. Like we played console. I moved to solo so he could jungle. I used to do some crazy shit in solo in those days. But I feel like Weekend was definitely a good teammate. Like he would just say, like Weekends. I'm sure if you know from the stream that he's outspoken. He's gonna say what he feels and how he sees it. So, and I like that. Like I'll just be like, yo, I think we're fucking feeding in this aspect, and I hate our ADC pick because we lose pressure or whatever. And he'd be like, yeah, I agree. Like we're just losing, like or oh, I disagree. I don't think like that's the problem. I think this is the problem. Oh, okay, I can see where you're coming from. Like it's I like that. Like a lot of people are not like that, and that's why kind of the SMITE community, I guess, ends up disliking Weekend or me because we're just saying what we feel, and people, a lot of people, the way to go about it is just not say what you think, just stay quiet. So I like Weekend. I thought he was a good teammate. No, he was a good teammate. Walrus is sketch. Did not enjoy Walrus. Did not enjoy Wolfie 2032. I love Wolfie, man. I love that guy. I went to TwitchCon with that guy. Been with everywhere with that guy. Party with that guy every time. But man, we cannot play Smite together. Wowie, I didn't enjoy playing with Wowie. That Noble team, I hated outside of Azie. Wobbin, same shit. Didn't enjoy. Xeno, I enjoy Xeno. I actually think Xeno was a godlike teammate. Xenotronics was a godlike teammate. He might not have been the best player. They're the same person. But some people thought he was bad or something, but I thought he was a great player, and he was super constructive. He has a family now and whatnot. Zaxi, I really like playing with Zaxi. I thought Zaxi was a really good teammate. I only see that guy tweet about the Chiefs anymore. Hydrogen, I thought Hydrogen was a mild teammate. He's definitely better now for me. I liked playing with him in the last tournament. He's a smart dude, and he makes good comms. He has good comms. I don't remember this person. I think that's it. Now we go back to SMITE ranked.